So you may have noticed the change in perspective here. I'm actually on the back of Kevin, the scooter I was on for the last video. A lot of people in the last video in the comments section were asking like, well, where's Max? Where's Max? Because I was all like depressed and stuff. Or why don't you spend time with Max? Well, here she is. She's driving. I've made the terrifying decision to let her drive. You know, a lot of Chinese people say, oh yeah, I can ride these little scooters, and then they fucking can't. You know, they just say it because they've been on it one time when they were 16.
Oh, fuck.
But basically, we're leaving the city to go pick some strawberries. The strawberry fields are like a 15-minute drive away, but with her driving, we should get there in like tomorrow. So I feel like, you know, I made that video kind of bitching and moaning and being sad about China, and I figured I might as well take people's advice and go out and do something, see if it makes me feel a little bit happier. Every time I'm on my bike and I bitch and moan about people that drive too slow or the scooters that pop out in front of me, I'm now that person. We have to go faster on the highway going. How fast are we going? 40 kilometers an hour. Okay, so it's next year and we finally made it. Let's have a look at our strawberry fields. I thought it was gonna be in like some farmland, but we're right beside a dump.
There's gonna be a lot of people, like young people in their early 20s or mid 20s, that are gonna come here and think it's gonna be like this utopia where they're gonna learn Chinese and have all these Chinese friends and do what Chinese people do. But I think what a lot of people don't realize, and this is not a complaint, it's just an observation, is how different Chinese people are and what they do for fun and how different that is. You know what I mean? Like Max right now is legitimately having an absolute blast picking fucking strawberries. And you're not allowed to eat them when you pick them. I'm telling the farmer. And you know, so like if you're a Westerner and you're like in your early 20s or whatever, you're probably gonna wanna, you know, go to a lot of bars and meet people and have a bit of a nightlife, and, you know, you're probably not going to want to do the things that Chinese people do. For example, go to the park or pick I mean, I'm picking strawberries, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But there's just, you know, I don't want to call them boring, but the things they do are very family.
I want to pick up the strawberries every day.
But the things they do are extremely, you know, family orientated or kind of mundane, because Chinese people have different goals, different prerogatives, I guess, in their life. If you ask a Chinese girl what she wants to do with her life, 90% of the time they're gonna say, get married and have kids. And so a lot of the activities that they have are, you know, directed towards that kind of thing. So it's like you'll learn Chinese and you'll get your Chinese friends, and then, you know, you'll say, hey, you wanna hang out? And they'll go, yeah. And then they'll say like, let's go to the park, or let's go, like, you know, I don't know. And it will be the most exciting thing in the entire world to them. And, you know, again, it's not supposed to be like a complaint. Like, I feel like a lot of people in the last video were like, oh, it sucks that you become a sensationalist prick or something like Winston and Seamilk, but that's just not the case. It's more of an observation to help you, like, you know, I feel like if you're gonna come to China to start a family, or if you have a family, it's a great place. I mean, I think, or if you like being in the outdoors and you want nature and you want to get out of the city, that's the best. I feel like if you want excitement, after a year, I don't think China will be providing that unless you go and find it. I mean, that's why we always like getting on the bikes, hitting the mountains, you know, doing trips like that, falling off the mountains. I mean, that's what's exciting for us. I think it's just that foreigners and Chinese people have different ideas as to what's interesting and what's fun. Max is having the best time picking strawberries, or is she taking selfies? You'd be a horrible farmer. Get to work.
So we are gonna take the strawberries that we picked and go over to Vivi and Olivia and share them with them, because Seamilk's out in Jiangxi filming some bullshit with Winston. So we figured maybe it'd be nice to keep her company. And I'm driving this time because I'd like to be there before Olivia's 18th birthday, for Christ's sakes.
Every time we leave the house, Vivi has to forget something, and this time she forgot the car seat. So it literally takes us 30 minutes to go anywhere because Vivi always has to go back into the house to get the shit she forgot.
Thank you, you're a lifesaver.
The other thing you guys should know about Chinese people is that they keep incredibly good care of the inside of their cars. What is this, a Honda Odyssey?
Introducing Odyssey with 4 doors.
And it's like it just rolled off the lot. That's what she can see. That's the rear view. Your dad has curtains in the back of his car.
Yes, if I open the curtain, he
And he has them on the sides. Fortunately, they're open. Hey, Vivi, what does this say up here?
Allowed to enter.
Yeah. We got a badass over here. One interesting piece of car culture here in China is that almost everyone backs their car. They never just drive into the spot. It's really kind of weird. So we decided to come to this barbecue restaurant, and usually the menus are mistranslated, but this one is extra special. Spicy barbecue, come on, throw off the crumb to gobble down. In this beautiful night, I would be a great pleasure to eat oysters.
All right, so I've actually already recorded this yesterday on the scooter with Max, but I'm still learning how to use this mic, and none of it actually ended up getting recorded. So, anyways, yeah, so I went to Vivi's place, and I asked her, what do Chinese people do for fun?
They will tell you exactly the same answer. Watching TV, read the book, and listen to the music, and also watch the movie. That's their hobby.
And she's bang on. She's absolutely 100% correct. If you ask any Chinese people, like in China, like your students or the people you know, that's the answer they'll give you most of the time. I feel like a lot of foreigners come here and leave pretty quickly, you know, within a couple of months, or maybe they finish their contract and then they leave. Foreigners get disenchanted with this place pretty quickly because they realize how different Chinese people are. And, you know, oftentimes they use the word boring. To describe Chinese people but here's the thing, like, foreigners, we are brought up to value individualism. We're brought up to, you know, be your own person, figure out who you are, what you like, you know, who you are is very important to Western people. But to Chinese people, it doesn't really, and Vivi put it pretty well.
All the kids when they go to school, their talent and their imagination got like trapped because you're not allowed to be who you are. You're only allowed to be molded in the same square. So you are not edgy at all. So also meanwhile destroy all the kids' creativity, and meanwhile they don't really know what they're doing. And they don't know what they're good at.
See, the thing is, like, they're not raised the same way we are. They don't care about this individualistic thing. They're all kind of raised the same way to take care of your family, to, you know, be a part of a group. See, the more important you are to the group of people that you're in, then the better in China. Whereas in the West, it's totally opposite. So as a product, you get people that just don't really have a whole lot of interests or don't really know what they like or what they're good at in China. And it's a shame because it's really difficult for us because that's not a quality that we value as Western people. And, you know, it's kind of hard. I got to pick my words carefully because Similk made a video called, you know, it's hard to make Chinese friends or have Chinese friends or something like that. He got shit on. But it's by people who have this, like, idea, this kind of utopia idea of China that it's going to be this place that they're going to come to and it's going to be amazing and they're going to meet all these Chinese people and have all these friends and it's just going to be great and they're going to get along. And, you know, it doesn't work like that. I'll tell you a story to kind of put what I'm trying to say into perspective. So I was teaching this class, and the lesson was on like movies or something. So basically all they had to do was give me a title of a movie. So they had to create the title of the movie, they had to create the plot and the setting, and then, you know, they were in groups of like whatever, and then at the end of the class they had to present it. That was it. Pretty simple, not too difficult. And so what I was getting were titles like Kung Fu Panda 6 or Titanic 2 or whatever, and I was like, okay, I see what you guys are doing here, but, you know, those movies kind of already exist, and I want something a little bit more creative. I want something a little bit more you. I want this idea to be yours, you know what I mean? And they all kind of looked at me funny, and they went back to work, and 10 minutes later, no one could give me a movie title. You know, no one. They couldn't do it. They were incapable of thinking for themselves. That, like, you can blame that on the government and communism or the Red Guard. You can blame, I don't give a shit. You can blame it on whatever you want. I don't want this channel being political. I hate reading comments that are like, oh, no, fuck China because blah, 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 blah. No, like, it's not supposed to be like that. It's just, I'm just giving you the facts. I'm giving you, you know, what it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You really gotta try and figure out what do you want. That's a one-way street. You gotta figure out, you know, what do you want from a country when you come here? Like, I just, a lot of foreigners leave hating this place because again, another one-way street. Shit. I gotta start paying attention. A lot of foreigners leave because of that reason. They can't, like, you know, I remember my first time teaching at the school I'm at. The first staff, because we had a pretty big staff turnover because a lot of the people left because they hated it so much. They always wanted to go out with the Chinese teachers, but it was like, for them, it was like pulling teeth. You know, they would say, oh, let's go to KTV, which is karaoke, or oh, let's go to you know, let's go out to the bar, let's have a drink or something like that. And it was just impossible to get them to go anywhere. And it became like really difficult for them to be here because they just didn't understand why no one wanted to hang out with them or no one wanted to do the things that they wanted to do. Because all of the Chinese people at work all they wanted to do was like go to the park and talk, or, you know, go fucking, I don't know, whatever they wanted to do. That's the thing, like, you will meet, I shouldn't generalize like that. You will meet a lot of people that do have interests, like motorcycles. I know there's a big group of Chinese people in Huizhou that love riding motorcycles and they do trips and stuff all the time. It's just, you know, it's rather hard to find. I think if that's something you're interested in, go to a big city. I mean, I've only visited big cities. I've never lived in them in China, but they're like worlds apart from what you get here in Huizhou. It's just a totally different mindset. The people there, you know, do have their own lives. They are a lot more individualistic. Anyways, guys, that's my little rant about Chinese people. It's not to discourage you from coming to China. It's not a complaint about Chinese people. It's just a simple, please, I don't want to run over you, dog, go away. It's a simple observation on the people. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay positive. Keep your stick on the ice. I will catch you on the next video.
I just wanted to say, you look so much like a mom right now. It's ridiculous.
Duh, I am a mom.
Duh.